Thanks everybody for tuning in to this special episode of Rockn Talkn with Lips Steve Kudlow and your host Kelly V the Potpixi. We got Jeff Summers for you today, Gia of RFL and Mind of Fury, the representative band, and Randy the Arsonist Cooper. It's a great chat, so stay tuned, grab your joints, grab your coffee, grab your beer, whatever it is, sit back and enjoy the show. Thanks as always to the incredible RFL team for sponsorship and support. What a family to belong to. So sit back, everybody, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Nobody. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Lips, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay, man.
Ha ha ha. How is everybody?
Good.
Yeah.
I just got home from work.
You did? What do you do for a day job?
I work in a furniture company. Well,
Like
actually, a delivery furniture company.
Ah, it looks like Jeff is still connecting.
Deliveries, man.
Ah, yeah.
The best musician's job.
Yeah,
Keeps
so I have
you
to,
fit.
build the furniture, load the truck, or whatever. But I don't go with on the truck though. But
Ah.
Yeah.
Jeff, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I bet he can hear us. Oh, there
He is. Hey, Jeff, how are you?
Hello.
Hey,
All right, we're waiting on two more people, but why don't you guys just introduce yourselves and say what band you're in?
all right. Hi, I'm Guille from Mind of Fury, here
Nice.
from Orlando, Florida, United States.
Jeff has to connect his audio. I don't think he can hear us. He's making that face of, I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, I'm turning my ears on.
Yeah. It says it's connecting, so hopefully he can make it through.
Wow, that sounds really crystal clear now.
It does. Well done. I just bought a new microphone and camera and can't connect it to Zoom for save my life. So it's down at the bottom.
So what are the bands that you play for?
Gia, you're
I
with
play for
Mind of
Mind of
Fury. Yep, and they're an RFL band, which is our sponsors. And Jeff Summers is actually in Weapon UK, and he's stuck in Sweden with no voice right now. I don't know how to let him in. Asked to
He's got to
unmute.
turn his audio, his microphone on. It's probably if you're using a computer, you just
Can you hear
kind
me
of
now?
scroll a bit.
We hear you.
There you go.
Hey,
There we go.
welcome.
Yeah,
Why don't
yeah,
you
it's good to see you
introduce
guys.
yourself and your band, brother?
Yeah, sure. I'm Jeff Summers. I'm guitar player for Weapon. The band has been around since the new wave of British heavy metal era, and we've been around for about 40 odd years. So I'm not actually in Sweden. It's Danny, the singer, that's in Sweden. I'm in Spain. I live in Spain.
Oh, my bad, Spain.
Yeah.
The same time frame and everything else.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for joining us. I know the time frame is different.
You live near Tracy Lamb?
I do. Yeah, not far. She's about 20 miles from me. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I know Tracy really well.
I figured you would do.
There's lots of old rock and roll musicians living in Spain at the moment.
Why?
Well, because it's great accommodations, good weather.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's reasonable priced.
It is. Yeah. It's reasonably priced. Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty grey and wet in the UK at the moment, as I'm sure it is up in Canada, where you're from, Lips.
Yeah, well, fuck, man, it's lockdown city, man.
Oh God.
Yeah, Florida is completely open, and
Yes.
I'm looking at booking a whole tour in Florida because it's pretty much the only state right now that can do anything. What about Spain? How are things over there with COVID?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much locked down like it is everywhere else. It's not that bad. We're not housebound. The bars and the restaurants, and I haven't played my guitar live in front of an audience since last February. So it's it's pretty much the same all over the world, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real bugger. It's hard on the musicians. It really is. You know, we've got some musicians that I play with in Spain. You know, bar bands, and I do an acoustic set over here as well on Sunday afternoons on my own. And all those gigs were cancelled. And the Spanish guys, you know, it's their living, and they've lost their living completely. You know, it's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
but it's everybody and everything connected to the music industry that is also suffering.
It's very bad.
Yeah, no,
Like
absolutely.
Live Nation is almost on the verge of bankruptcy.
Isn't
No,
that
really.
crazy? Yeah,
That's when you know it's bad.
I know.
That's when you know it's bad.
For how long is it gonna be, man?
I don't know.
Sorry?
I just spoke to a large scale venue in Florida today, and they said I have to make a proposal to the city, right? And the fire department on how I'm going to do a COVID safe event. And it has to be passed by the city for anything large in the large scale numbers like that, right? So if we can come up with a way to do it, like I said, 6 people apart with 6 cardboard cutouts in between them, right? They're working at like 50% capacity or whatever, but it is doable. But they said to me that Live Nation has canceled everything until September officially.
September. Oh, no.
Hey, Randy, can you
Hey,
hear
what's
us?
up, man?
Hey, you got to click allow your video.
Okay,
you gotta
where's
allow
that at?
Down at the bottom if you're using a computer on the left.
Oh, wait.
There you go. I see a little man there.
You see, little man.
All right, let's see.
You look familiar.
Wait a second, man.
He
Clean that guy
has in
something.
mind a fury.
Hi.
Oh, man. Bing.
Hi.
Hey, that's it.
Woo!
Yes, we did
Okay.
it. This is Randy the Arsonist Cooper from, well, you introduce yourself.
Yeah, Randy Cooper from Texas Hippie Coalition, and then Emperors and Elephants out of Chicago.
Nice,
Oh, wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, Andy.
So how are things down in Texoma where you're at right now?
Man, it's hot. I can wear shorts today, but we got a freeze coming from Canada.
Do you
know?
see that? Does anybody see that?
There ain't nothing but cold wind and a barbed wire fence in between us, but y'all are coming my way.
Oh, it is so cold here. It's not even funny, isn't it, Lips?
Yeah, it's starting to get really cold.
It is.
We had a warm spell.
Yeah.
A warm spell where.
Oh, look at the Marshall stats, man! Right on.
We had
Change the scenario.
Randy played an
I got a little-
event
I
of
got a
mine
couple
in
of things,
Texoma, and some drunk girl got into a car and backed over his beautiful Marshall amp and destroyed it.
Well, it didn't run it, man. I got it back, and it is playing.
Well, it's working, but I mean, she drove over it with a car and it went, and he stood there and went, "It's okay, man." He
I was
took
about
it
to cry.
so well.
Still sounds good.
So
man,
They're built to last.
smashed everything.
Marshall amps are built to last.
Was that the worst thing that's ever happened to you at a concert?
Just because she put it in gear, and it rolled down a hill and smashed this other band's all the road cases, and the car stopped about 10 feet from mine. When they dug everything out, they're like, "Oh my God, whose Marshall is that?" And it was freaking mangled. And but it didn't do nothing to the chassis, and it crunched my tubes and all that, and I put the box back together, and I played it. It took about 2 weeks. So the only reason it took 2 weeks is because it took like 2 weeks to get the tubes in because of the virus. You can't. The mail ain't running on real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing runs on real time out there. It's kind of
and that was so that's when I got to meet Kelly and and had a little thing with her. Hold on, let me turn this down.
Oh.
Yeah, we did a 5-band event out in Texoma, and it was a lot of fun. So, what's the worst thing that's happened disaster-wise at an event, you guys?
I've got a good one. I was we were touring with Motorhead Motorhead in 1980 on the Ace of Spades tour through
Oh,
Europe and
God.
and England. During the sound check, I was tuning up at the side of the stage. Now, in those days, Motorhead used to have a lighting rig bomber, which they flew above the stage, and the
Yeah.
bomber had lights on it. And it would literally, it would sit static with lights on it, and then when they played the song Bomber, it would move, and the propellers would start up with lights, and
How
it
could
would do
that
this
go
and it
wrong? How?
would come over the stage, which was absolutely incredible. But on this particular occasion, I was tuning up on the right-hand side of the stage, which was Eddie Clark's side of the stage. He had an old strobe tuner there, and the whole rig, the whole bomber, fell down on me and my amp and Eddie's amp and everything else. Fortunately for me, I don't know if you've ever seen the old Buster Keaton movies where the whole front of the building falls down, and he just happens to be standing where the windows are. Well, that was me. I was standing where the holes in the wings were.
Oh
I knew
my
nothing about it.
goodness. So like this
Yeah.
close to death,
It
right?
just completely missed you. And
Completely missed me.
You're standing in the
Great.
middle of a disaster with not a mark on you.
There's not a mark on me. Not that it
Awesome.
didn't hit my guitar. Didn't hit my guitar. I had my guitar on. I had the headphones on because I was using it. You probably remember those strobe tuners, right? Lips, where you basically you can take them into.
I have.
And because Motorhead always tuned down a semitone, the band always tuned down so I had to go over and take it up to 440. So I'm sitting there tuning, concentrating on tuning my guitars up before, and I kind of felt this whoosh, and I looked around and everybody was ashen faced and thought that obviously I'd been killed, and I just went, "What's happened?" And I realised
Oh my God. Did the show go on?
The show went on. Yeah, Lemmy took me into the dressing room, gave me a couple of vodkas, and
That's
I
metal.
began to shake them. So for the first number, I was playing pretty bad, because I was shaking so badly from it. But it was delayed action,
That's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty. It could have been worse.
We could have lost you. Yeah, I guess. That would have been.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would have been a horror show to see too in the crowd. Like just wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
it could have been really bad if it happened during the actual show.
The actual show, it would have been, but it would have. I guess it would have increased the record sales.
I was just gonna say it would have immortalized you in rock and roll, right? Like history. You would have been like
The guy said to me afterwards.
Where were you? Where
Guy said,
what gig was it?
Sorry?
Where were you playing?
I'm pretty sure it was Birmingham Odeon. Birmingham is in the middle of the UK.
Okay, well,
the UK,
yeah,
Lips.
okay, well,
And
I did that
Birmingham
before.
Odeon. Oh right, okay, yeah. I mean, it's the big one, probably about 5,000, something like that. So
Yeah.
and the guys afterwards, the drummer and the bass player and the singer said to me afterwards, they said to me, "You selfish bastard! If you'd have died, we'd have sold a lot more records."
That's horrible, man. It's always about the dollars, isn't it? When it comes down to it. That's all you are is walking
I think
dollars.
they're only jokes.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, that's one of mine anyway.
Do you have a disaster story, Guy?
Actually not.
All
I've been lucky.
Didn't Randy, didn't you say that you opened for Anvil somewhere or you played with Anvil?
I sure did. I want to say hi to him again. I got to meet y'all at the Boss Pop Festival and over there in the Netherlands. And there was Billy Idol, Twisted Sister that year. I don't remember what year it was. But man, I was more excited that y'all were on the bill, and then dang if I didn't walk right into y'all, man. And I got a picture with you.
Oh, that's cool, man. That was a great festival. Uriah Heep was on that.
Oh yeah, it was real hot. And what tripped me out was the World Cup soccer was going on, and Billy Idol was like about 30 minutes into his set, and the soccer match started, and man, the big screens came on with that. Billy Idol was off for about 2 or 3 hours. And picked it up. When the game was over, they lost, man. It sucked.
Oh,
But they resumed right where they stopped at, man. And I've never seen nothing like that. That was killer.
Yeah, that festival was really quite spectacular to me. I,
Yeah, that was
I had
like
a particularly good time, and there's
I did too. You know that was like Texas weather too, man. There was that heat wave of humidity, man.
That's right.
And they said it was unusual over there.
Yeah, that was a gig that Michael Schenker group came on after us.
We
And
lost your video, Randy, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got somebody calling in, and I should be back here in just a second.
You go.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I was pulling my rig apart after I was finished playing, and this guy who was wearing sunglasses and a hoodie, he goes, "Hey man, can I give you a hand with your gear?" And I go, "No, thanks, I'm okay." So I'm moving all my stuff, and next thing I come back to get one of my maybe my pedal board or whatever that I left there, and Rob's still fussing with his drums, and he goes, "What did Michael Schenker ask you?"
The hump some gear, that's killer. Yeah,
Michael Schenker asked me if he could give me a hand moving my gear.
Oh, bless you.
It's just really
you name your
fucking
band
hilarious.
You name your band THC, and that's all we ever heard about. That's all we ever heard about was getting over to the Netherlands, or the red light district, and going to the smoke rooms, and you named your band THC like that. And Rudolph was the promoter there, and he got, he found us somehow, and he brought us over there and put us on main stage right after Twisted Sister.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Yeah, so
What
yeah,
a
that was
rush.
little oh man, it was killer, man. Really good time. That was our first trip overseas.
Well, come on to Canada because everything is pot friendly. We could do major pot friendly events, I mean, definitely. Trying to get some kind of festival going out as well in Texoma in the next month, maybe by the end of April, my birthday. So hopefully that all comes together. And with you, Guy, in Florida over the next March and April as well. So things I'm trying my best, I mean, this is the hardest industry I think in the world to succeed in.
Yeah.
And right now, impossible. So thank you so much for all that you guys are doing to help keep it going, because I know
And you, Kelly.
yeah. I mean, I know the fans are hurting. They want to hear from you. They want to hear the music. They want to get out there. And hey, I don't want to.
This is really, when we start using things like this, it's really the only platform for the fans to actually see any of the band members engaged in anything.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to do that? But it's a good way that I guess, this is a good way to get that to happen. At least keep interest in your band and yourself, and something
just
for us all to do or care about. I don't know.
for the fan to be able to just see inside maybe your studio, your workspace, or just to actually hear you speak and talk like a human is a great experience. I mean,
Are you guys all writing albums?
Yeah. What are you guys working on?
Yeah, I'm working on an album with the band now. Well, since the very small lockdown that we had, I started writing material, and then now I'm recording. I already record everything, but I'm working with the drummer so we can have all the material ready to go. So I start mixing, and so this weekend now we're gonna record the last track of the album, drum wise.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
So you'll have a new album to play some stuff around Florida soon. New music.
So we will be our third album. We already have the title. It's going to be number 3.
Exciting.
Mind the Fury.
Lucky 3.
Lucky three.
It's a 3-piece band with a third album. So
Yeah, it is.
Oh, there you
It
go.
is a 3-piece band.
That's all you really need.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anything more is just a bit extra, but that's all you really need.
Hey,
this is my first time with a band with 3 people involved in the band, because before that I did with 5 and then 4, and now we're 3, and I think it's the best. You know, it's easier to get everybody involved, and you know.
Do you sing?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
singer and guitar player.
Yeah, he does.
Singer, guitar player?
Yeah, just like you.
Hey, what's the name of your band?
Mind of Fury.
The band's called Three?
Mind of Fury.
Mind of Fury. Okay, I got you.
So close, so close.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, fucking three.
Everybody check out our music, man. But yeah, it's been very good actually. We get along very good as a group. Everybody has their own thing to do in the band, so it's great. You know, I don't know. It's the first time that I've been in a band that everybody is into, you know, getting in time and we get together and
Dedicated.
we play, you feel this chemistry going on, and I don't know. It's been a real good thing for me. You know, I've been waiting for this all my career.
Once you find your place and identify it, you're good to go. It's just holding on to it, and that's really the main thing about it all. You've got to get into a group of guys that have the same focus and the same goals, and the only thing that you argue about are how to get there, not if you get there and holding that responsibility. You're going to get there, but how are we going to get there? And constantly working and debating on the different approaches and stuff like that. As long as it's a focal point for the future, there's no problem in having a discussion or even an argument, because it just solves stuff. That's basically fundamentally the way it works. But at the end of the day, keeping the band together long enough to get somewhere. Because it's you and your buddies against the world. That's what it really is, because the world will never give you a break. So it's you and your buddies against the world, and that's what you got to do from the beginning to the end.
That's fucking beautiful, man.
And not be in competition with each other. That's a poison.
Well, that's a good thing about our band. Everybody knows their role in the band, you know. So nobody is like, no, I'm capable of doing the same shit as you do, so I'm gonna compete with you. No, it's not like that. It's everybody into the same goal, and everybody knows where they shine, and so it flows very easy. It works very nice.
I could
happy with drama, nothing.
I could see the potential of Mind of Fury a year and a half ago before you got signed to RFL, when I booked you guys in Florida, or tried to. I had a great 5-band show at the world famous Iron Horse Saloon. What happened? Hurricane.
Yeah.
My luck is just miserable, I'm telling you, right? And after that, they were kind of like, we're not so sure about metal. You know, they like have a 10,000 seat biker bar, and they're not sure whether they want to put metal on there. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, that
happens sometimes.
We'll change your mind. But I mean, the dynamics of working with the band long term are very, very difficult. And Randy, I do know THC very well. I'm sure that was a difficult dynamic on many levels, right?
Yeah, once we got going, we were all for the one prize, and 5 of us were on the, we had our eye on a prize, and we went for it. And I always had that attitude of, man, whatever it takes, to get it done. Like the singer doesn't have a ride or something, it's like, somebody go get him, man. I'll go get him, shit like that. There's just all kinds of little stuff that's just, it's got to be done, man. Just do it. And that's what really, worked to have some success in it and get in there and just, keep everybody focused on that. But once we got going, some band members dropped off, stuff like that. Our chord, got interrupted. And it was like always a revolving door, man. And that was tough. That was difficult.
I do know Rich as a person, and it's not really THC as a whole band. It's Rich and the band, right?
Yeah, it's like it's K2 or something like that. It's like invitation. But yeah, we're just where with us where we're at now, like Kid Ryan, was a drummer with us that went over there to Europe and stuff like that. I mean, that kid, he landed in, some killer projects, and each one of us just kind of branched off, and we'd met enough people, and we kept, going and stuff. So
Yep, yep. Every member seems to be branching off and doing a side project that's really, really cool.
I just keep writing, man. This virus has
Yeah.
had none, just some downtime, but had a bunch of material that just hadn't got to. It's kind of been on the back burner, but now it's on the front, man. And I've been
Right
just
on.
chipping away at it and knocking stuff out, so getting
Well,
ready to drop something.
Can't wait to hear what you got.
Cool.
Jeff, I know you guys just did a new video and a new song, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we did one of those lockdown videos. We had to record from 4 different countries because the members of the band all live in 4 different countries. We got Tony, the bass player, lives in Norway. Danny lives in Sweden. I live in Spain, and the drummer Darren lives in the UK.
Wow.
So we basically got our other halves or our friends or whatever to record us miming to the bits, and we recorded the bits remotely. And normally, I mean, we're one of those bands, although we're a 4-piece because we've got a lead singer and we got a guitar player and a bass player and a drummer. But we normally record all together in the same room, looking at each other's eyes and stuff, and
Yeah.
we like to do it the old-fashioned way. And so it's a really, really strange operation doing it under these circumstances. But I've got to say, it worked really, really well.
It did. The video is great.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed
worked
that.
really, really well.
Really, really cool.
Yeah,
I gotta
crazy.
figure out how to do what you're talking about, is doing stuff remotely, so that I gotta figure out. I want to get drums recorded. That's the first thing.
Yeah, it's the hardest bit.
That's the thing. I don't want to do
Is that the hardest bit?
Some kind of shitty representation.
Yeah, because it's getting the drum sound, getting that, capturing each individual drum and catching the resonance and the energy of the drums. Otherwise it sounds mechanical. It's the hardest bit. Guitars are easy because you just set your guitar up. As long as you know a little bit about
it, you're good to go. Drums are a completely different thing because it's an acoustic instrument.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Learning the ins and outs. That's awesome. So I mean, it is possible.
But it has to be, so.
Yeah.
I think that bands are forced to learn new technology now like never before in order to do something like that, where maybe, a few years ago you would have been like, we don't have to learn that, right? We got people for that. And now everybody's got to learn it on their own, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, they've got downloadable little miniature studios that you can download into anybody's computer, into a laptop. Away you go.
That's right. Yeah.
I had
That's
to learn.
exactly. And sorry.
I had to learn all this stuff 15 years ago or 20 so far. Yeah, because I'm from South America, and down there labels didn't have any budget to do anything, or if you want to do something, you gotta do it yourself. So that's I had to put my hands into software and start working on recording my own stuff for the band that I was in back in the day. So it's good anyways, and the same thing happened with Henry, our drummer. He's the digital designer for all our artwork.
Yeah, their live streams, their videos, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing stuff.
But he does the artworks for the albums and everything, and the visual art for the album. So he and his band in California, they were tired of paying huge amounts of money, for artworks and stuff like that. And he's really into that. So he learned how to do it too. So in a way, we're a band that is self-sufficient.
I know. So I got thrown a podcast show without ever knowing any software. He's just like, well, you might want to check this one out, and away you go.
You gotta learn.
Learn as you go, man, and jump in with both feet. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. So
you look at Lips and Andrew with the film. I mean, you did all that yourself, Lips, didn't you? You raised the money and got the producer together to make your very successful film, which made a huge difference.
Not the actual film itself, but certainly
you didn't film it, but you organized it. Yeah.
You got to invest in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to
Absolutely.
go after it and get it. But I was in a very, very special, spectacular circumstance, in the sense that they're making a movie.
Yeah.
There's a movie being made, and okay, I need money. I better get some money. And anybody seeing that there's being a movie being made is glad to give you money, because they know you're going to probably come out good on the other side. No problem.
Well, you find those people.
The movie hadn't even come out yet. The movie hadn't even come out yet, and I was able to pay back the debt the amount of money that I was looking to get, just from the sales of pressing the record on our own and selling out at movie theaters, at film festivals, not regular movie theaters. It was before the actual film came out. So the movie would finish playing, and Rob and I would be sitting in the lobby of the theater, and there'd be a lineup at the merch table, all buying This Is 13.
Oh, wow.
People that have never bought a metal album in their fucking life.
And you were playing at those. You were playing live too at those showings. Some of those showings. I mean,
some of the actual festivals, we actually did what we were calling the Anvil Experience, and we'd actually play after the movie finished.
Exactly.
We'd show the picture of the director and I at the end, and then all the house lights would come on in the theater, and I'd be run up the aisle playing March of the Crabs.
So fucking cool. So fucking cool.
People shit their fucking pants because they're not expecting that. The thing is, the beautiful thing about this that you have to understand is that we're not talking about a big production. We're talking about completely a raw presentation. All that we used was a 4-channel power speaker system, which all it did was for my voice. That's all it was for. And we used 4 microphones, one for each guy to sing, and 2 microphones on the drums. One that went above the drums, and one that went between the bass drum.
And that
was what we mic'd, because in a theater, what happens is the sound is so sonically perfect in a theater, because you don't have to be loud, so you don't really need you don't need a lot of volume at all. All you need is something to disperse the stage sound and my voice. So that's all you needed.
Yeah.
So when I stepped away from my vocal mic, if people can't hear my guitar on the let's say left-hand side of the room, well, now they can, because I've moved out of the way of my microphone on the vocal microphone on my guitar is being picked up by my microphone, which is dispersing it all over the room. So you're in a state of automatic mix.
Wow.
So you play 5-6 songs. You don't need a sound man. You don't need a light man. You don't need fuck all. And then you go out and you sign autographs for your CD that you paid for yourself. And within probably 5 of these festivals, we had double our money back.
Yep.
Amazing.
So
nobody deserves
crazy.
it more. Nobody deserves it more.
No. Was that all your ideas, Lips? Was it your idea initially to do that?
Well, what actually had happened was we had been writing, and we were getting prepared to go record the album. But where we were going to go record was usually we went to Quebec, which is like a small independent studio that we'd have this guy Pierre Remillard would produce us, or sort of engineer the production, which is not the same thing as a producer at all. Anyway, that's what we would normally have done. But what happened was I had gone to Los Angeles in, I don't know, it must have been early fall of 2005, something like that. And I ended up hearing from a friend that I met in the UK in 1982. Okay, that's actually what ended up happening. And this kid had grown up to be a fucking screenwriter in Hollywood, but I didn't realize that that's what had happened. So he contacts me and he goes, "Hey man, what's going on?" And I'm going, "Not much, you know. I'm in the middle of still being Anvil, right?" And he thought that was quite remarkable. So he invites me down to Los Angeles, which I'd only been there once or twice in my life. And I'm thinking, okay, well, how am I getting to Los Angeles? And he goes, "Don't worry about it. I'm paying for it. And you're going to have it by tomorrow morning. There'll be a FedEx. You're going to get, you're going to get the tickets, and I'm going to send you tickets." And I'm going, "Yeah, right." I'm just thinking, "Yeah, right." the next fucking morning, man, there's a knock at the door, and it's special delivery. Here's tickets to go to Los Angeles. It's like, okay, I guess I'm going to Los Angeles. So I get down to Los Angeles, and it's like, holy shit! The guy pulls up in a little Jaguar, and it's like, it's the kid that I knew from 1983, but he's a grown man. He was a 17-year-old kid, and now he's a 35 to 40-year-old guy, right? And you're going, what the fuck am I seeing, right? Anyway, I get in the car, and he tells me, "Oh, I did this movie with Steven Spielberg," and I went, "What?" I find out that this fucking lunatic that I knew as a kid in the UK grew up to be the real shit, right? Like,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Real Hollywood fucking megastars driving around in a fucking Sean Connery's Jaguar.
But what did he remember, and what did he want to make? A documentary about his experience with you, right?
His motivation was not to write about our history. It was about to write what we were doing at the moment, and that's the big difference between 99.9% of what we did and what no one else does.
Yeah,
because usually when they make a documentary, they got fucking nothing going for them, and they got to do nothing but make up shit about the past, because they got nothing to fucking say what they're going to do, and they certainly don't want to show you what they're doing as it's failing.
But it's the story
and that's
of
the other thing. The whole is, I don't care. Let this fucking guy rip me off. I'm gonna fucking rip his head off and shit in the hole. Come on, rip me off, and then I'm gonna do it on film. You know what I mean? It's like, give me that fucking opportunity. I'm in.
I mean, it's such a beautiful story of what a fan will do after having an experience.
Beautifully told.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful story. I think it's so inspiring to everybody on the path.
Anybody does in this business. You want to make it, you better want to do it and mean it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, stay home, forget it. And you're not doing it for fucking money, man. You're doing it because you really honestly have a dream to fulfill, and something in your soul is telling you, you've got to do this. That's why you do it. You're not doing it because you're making money. Hey, I'll even fucking pay money. I have paid money to do it.
Yeah.
My whole fucking career. That's not my money, my fucking time.
The saddest thing in the industry, the whole pay to play thing. I mean, oh my good God, that's backwards.
Hey, it's not the money, it's the music. The more music you make, the richer you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy who wins. The guy who's put out the most songs and the most music. That's the winner.
We're going to be cut off in a minute, and I think that is a beautiful sentiment to leave it on. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody
Great
for
words,
doing
man.
this
Thank you.
today.
Yeah,
Good
Good to
thanks
meet you
a lot,
guys.
you guys.
Good to meet you. Good luck,
Yeah, man.
everybody.
All right.
Good luck.
Everybody, man.
May our
Metal.
journeys cross paths again, man. I can't wait to see you guys, man, in person.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Can't wait. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Guys,
Bye.
bye.